pitching in the American League. Let's go back to Friday. Jared Weaver.
Well, one of the premier pitchers has been for a long time in this league, and he was exceptional in his first outing after the All-Star break. Mariners having a tough time, but Iwakuma was up to the task. Again, pitching well. He came into the game on a pretty good run, and the All-Star break probably did him some good. It looked like there was a little extra velocity for him, but pitched well in his outing, so the pitching was awfully tough. Of course, the starters and then the bullpens.
Bullpens are outstanding. Dominic Leone unfortunately took the loss in game number 1, but he comes back and gets the win in game number 2. And here's that game number 2 right here with Garrett Richards. Perfect through 5.
Just power pitching from Garrett Richards. His fastball was 97, 98 miles an hour with a hard curveball. And, of course, Felix on top of his game. Did not give up an earned run in his outing. And then back to the bullpens we go. This time it's the Mariners' turn.
Yes, indeed. They cash in. Morrison with an RBI. And then Smoke off the end of the stick. No chalk. That scores the run. And boy, did they need that one. 3-2 victories by both sides in this weekend matchup. The numbers, look at that. 28 innings, 9:21 time of game, 30 pitches thrown, 779.
Almost 800 pitches, and so it'll be interesting to watch the two managers go today and where their bullpens are actually at. The Angels had been helped. They ended up getting Houston Street, so that puts a little depth to their pen. We saw Houston in last night's game. But, Lloyd, Tom Wilhelmsen definitely out today. We'll see what Leone and what Farquhar and guys like that can do for him.
Starting pitchers for today's ballgame, got Tyler Skaggs for the Angels and Chris Young for the Mariners.
Well, Chris Young has really pitched well. Again, you go back to the opponent's average, just 2.08 against him, ERA at a 3.15. We know that he's a fly ball pitcher. I think as you look at the Angels, needs to be careful with Trout, but also don't forget about Pujols. Pujols this year against Young, a home run earlier. He did pitch well. You see 2 hits, 1 run. It was a home run by Pujols. And Pujols DH today. He has also excelled as the DH, 357 average with 9 home runs. And then you have Tyler Skaggs, talented young left-hander. You can see what he did to the Mariners earlier. Mariners able to get 5 runs. Only 2 of them earned off of him. He's a strike thrower. Good fastballs, 4-seamer at 94. Will use a 2-seamer. Mix in a curveball, an occasional changeup for him, but he will be around the plate.
Hopefully the Mariners have their hitting sticks out today. Add a little bit to this great pitching. Looking for the rubber match. Looking forward to it here. The Mariners winning a series. And last night you heard Mariner fans in good voice. They're establishing their presence here in Anaheim following this team. They're having a really good year. Glad you're with us here on Root Sports. The Mariners and the Angels. First pitch is straight ahead. Sights and sounds at the ballpark. Hey, get your programs here. Rubber match, Mariners, and the Angels. Glad you're with us here on Root Sports on a Sunday afternoon in Southern California. Pitching has been dominant in this series. It'll be interesting to see if it continues here this afternoon. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew on hand on a sunny Sunday as we get ready for the Mariners and the Angels for the final time in this series. It's the second of 3 trips here to Anaheim. Let's take a look at the Mariner batting order. A couple of changes as they face Tyler Skaggs.
Base starting lineups brought to you by Chevron. Interesting looking lineup. Indy Chavez will lead things off. 4-game hitting streak for Indy, 353 average over that 4-game hitting streak. Then Willie Bloomquist getting to start at second base. Cano out of the lineup today. Willie hitting second and playing second base. Seager moves up to third. Stephan Romero, the right fielder, your cleanup hitter this afternoon. Smoke back in the lineup after getting last night out. He will hit fifth. Hart the DH 6. Ackley, Zunino, and Miller rounding out the 9 for the Mariners. Tyler Skaggs, 22-year-old pitcher, left-hander, 4.5 ERA for him, 5-5 record, 69 strikeouts over the 96 innings he has worked so far. Only 26 walks. Opponent's hitting 260. He's given up 7 home runs. Again, good four-seam fastball. He will be around 93 to 94 miles an hour. See more two-seamers for him. That'll be in the low 90s. Curveball changeup from Skaggs. And the defense, Hamilton in left, Trout in center field, Calhoun out in right. David Freese, the third baseman, Grant Green getting his first start of the series. He will be at shortstop. Kendrick and Navarro on the right side of the infield. Navarro, the left fielder last night, over at first base tonight. And Hank Conger will do the catching.
So Andy Chavez will get things started for the Mariners this afternoon. Mariners are 4-1 here in Anaheim. 7-4 in the season series against the Angels. And in the month of July, 7-7. Here comes Andy Chavez. And what a bunting clinic he put on last night.
That was something. A ball that he just killed down the third baseline. It looked like it was going to go foul. Ended up staying fair. And was a big play in the game last night.
Andy came on as a pinch hitter in the 12th inning and got that bunt down. Stole a base in the process, too. Andy leading off for the 28th time this season. Long, tall Tyler Skaggs, first pitch in there for a called strike one. Both drivers got balls and strikes today. Adam Omari at first, Ted Barrett at second, and Alfonso Marquez at third.
We showed you back on May 26th against the Mariners. Skaggs went 7 innings, gave up 5 runs. Only 2 of them earned in that outing. Had a couple of walks, 8 strikeouts. His last outing was a tough one against Texas. They put it to him. Only just 5 innings, but gave up 6 earned runs. He struggled with some command. Too many pitches in the middle of the plate, and the Rangers were able to get after him. Hopefully that will be the case for the Mariners this afternoon.
He had a stint on the DL last month. Hamstring strain, fly ball, easy play for Trout. 1 out. 77 degrees here in Anaheim. Skaggs did in his last outing against Texas. Prior to that, he'd had 2 no decisions and 3 consecutive losses as we look at Willie Bloomquist. Batting in the 2 spot for the 5th time. Only limited action this year. But when he's had a chance, he has done some really good work for the Mariners.
Which included last night. Really came into the game, he picked up a base hit, scored a run.
One and 2 to Willie. Second time around for Tyler Skaggs with the Angels. I think that 1-1 to count. Drafted by the Angels in 2009. And then sent to the Diamondbacks in August of 2010. That was a Dan Herron trade that brought Dan here. And then last December back here in a big trade, multi-team trade, back here in Anaheim. outside. Well, he was a pinch runner in the 12th inning and scored the go-ahead run. Mariners won at 3-2. Angels won the first game 3-2. Outside. Full count. Lloyd McClendon giving Robinson Cano the day off. Soreness. Not really much of a break for him, having gone to the All-Star game and then playing in the last 28 innings. Tied today, Cano is with Beltre atop the American League and hitting at .335. As Willie strikes out, 2-1.
Showing a good fastball here early. Good four-seam fastball. 93 miles an hour at the top of the strike zone. Willie not able to catch up to it.
Well, that'll bring up Kyle Seager, batting in Cano's normal 3-hole spot. First time this year Kyle's batted third. We've seen him for the bulk of the season in the 4, 5, or 6 hole. Hit well, deep right field. That ball's gone. 1-0 Mariners. Home run, Kyle Seager is 16th to 64 RBI, and the Mariners strike first. No doubt about that, baby. That thing screamed out of here.
Well, Kyle paying attention, and Tyler Skaggs, the lefty, throwing a lot of fastballs, and he is over the top. It's interesting. Left-handers hitting .299 off of Skaggs coming into the game, and Kyle makes him pay for this pitch. Take a look at our McDonald's Supermo. It's a fastball up, middle in. In daytime, the ball will carry here in Anaheim, and it gets out in a hurry.
7th. Make that the second home run given up to left-hand hitters. He's given up 6 to righties. For Stephen Romero, batting 4th today.
Thought it was interesting seeing Romero hitting cleanup today.
Why not?
Not surprised that he's playing, obviously, with the lefty on the mound. But with Cano going out, moving Seager up to third, decided to go ahead, take a chance, put Romero in there against the lefty, see if he can walk into one today.
Up the middle, and indeed he does walk into a base hit here. A 1-1 pitch. Back-to-back hits by the Mariners. Mariners didn't get their second hit last night until the 6th inning, as Garrett Richards was perfect through the first 5.
Well, this series so far has been all about the pitching. The pitching on both sides has been really good. And you would think with Tyler Skaggs, a young pitcher, talented lefty, but with a 5-5 record and a 4.5 ERA, coming off an outing where he had struggled, you would hope that the Mariners would be able to score some runs off of him. And it's nice to see them score early in this one with the home run from Seager.
Justin Smoke stands in. Conger can't find it, and getting down to second is Romero.
Should be a wild pitch. Good read by Romero. Ball didn't get too far away from Hank Conger, but he couldn't find it. Romero off to the races to get himself into scoring position with a couple of outs. Curveball in the dirt. See Conger looking back, and the ball was out in front of him, but a good jump by Romero. So many times when you're a base runner on that breaking ball, you have to anticipate it being in the dirt.
1-0 pitch here. Fouled off by Smoke. His last 6 plate appearances, last 6 at bats, we should say. He's 3 for his last 6 over a span of 2 games.
Pitch hit, base hit last night. Picked up an RBI. Just take a look at Kyle.
1-1 to Smoke. Breaking ball down the line, stays fair.
We know
How about this one?
We saw it last night.
Man,
we saw it on Indy Chavez's bunt last night. At this ballpark, the ball will stay fair down the line, and Justin Smoke, who had a base hit down the line last night as he cued one, and Freese had to dive for it, this time hitting right-handed. It looked like the ball was going to go foul, but we saw this last night with Chavez's bunt. It was heading foul, and then it came back to fair, and Freese, who plays third base here every day, should know that. But a good break for the Mariners.
3 consecutive hits. Sets up nicely for Corey Hart, who's DHing today. Corey looking to break in 0 for 6. First time facing Tyler Skaggs. Trying to remember the last time we saw a baseline be so influential in a hitting attack. It's worked out well for the Mariners.
Well, most of the time, the home team can work together. Work with the head groundskeeper at home. Bob Christopherson does a great job for the Mariners, but they can basically tailor the infield to the way that you want it.
Corey Hart. Might be a dunk shot. Trout's not good enough to get that one. Romero scores. Smoke to third. RBI for Corey Hart. Mariners have a 2-0 lead. 4 consecutive hits. RBI for Hart, his 19th.
Yeah, the Mariners now 2 for 2 with runners in scoring position. Trout playing deep in center field. This ball jams Hart, strong enough to fight it off into center field in a late jump by Trout. Tried to make up the difference with his great speed, but couldn't get there. The Mariners picking up a couple of runs, and the next pitch will be 20 for Skaggs. You can see how deep Trout is. Again, a late jump by him. So many times in the daytime, it's difficult for the outfielders to pick the ball up right away off the back. All they're going off is the big swing, and Corey, obviously, reputation of hitting the ball out of the ballpark. He had to make sure it wasn't over his head first, but by the time he made the adjustment, not enough speed to get to it.
Mike Butcher, his conference has ended. Dustin Ackley will be the hitter with 2 outs. With 2 outs, the Mariners have gone home run, single to center, single down the third baseline, and an RBI single to center by Hart. Strike 1 to Ackley. 2 for 5 with a run scored last night.
One of the keys to this game today is, yes, you need Chris Young to go deep. The bullpen, David mentioned, extra innings, has had to work a lot over the last 2 days. And one of the ways you can help Young get deeper in this game is score a bunch of runs.
Pop, that'll play. No balls, 2 strikes. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Mariners are running up 4 consecutive hits and an early 2-0 lead. Slow breaking ball, another base hit. Scoring is Smoke as Ackley drives him home, and it's 3-0 Mariners. Ackley with his 30th RBI, some good 2-strike hitting.
And the Mariners 3 for 3 with runners in scoring position right here in the first inning, and we talked about it with Skaggs. Lefty's hitting .299 against him, and a big reason why, he doesn't have a hard breaking ball, anything to really run away from him. His breaking ball is slow, and this is the breaking ball right here. Ackley able to stay on the curveball and just serves it in the left field. Ackley's been swinging the bat much better here at the start of the second half of the season.
3-game hitting streak now. He's 5 for his last 11. Way upstairs.
Couple of hits in the first game of the series, couple of hits last night, and starts today off with a base hit and an RBI.
So runners at first and second. 2-out lightning continues here in the first inning.
We saw that from Dustin last year in the second half. He really picked things up. So maybe Mariners have something to look forward to here in the second half of 2014 with Dustin Ackley and the way he's been swinging and coming out of the gates.
Mike Zunino. Breaking ball. Strike one. Mike didn't start in last night's game, but finished up. Sucre was lifted.
And don't forget the Angels, they had to play all 28 innings too. Their bullpen not in great shape either. And Skaggs now, this will be the 25th pitch of the inning. Things are really working out well for the Mariners here in the first.
Good count here for Zunino, 2-1, couple of men aboard. 3 runs in, all of this with 2 outs. Two-one pitch. Skaggs back to even. Zunino, the 8th man to the plate against Tyler Skaggs. Young man from Woodland Hills, California. First-round pick of the Angels. Back in 09, a 40th pick overall. 2-2. Slow breaking ball outside. Saved by Conger.
Something we've seen with Zunino, hitting all the pitches away except for the one fastball that was in off the plate. He threw it in there for a purpose to open up the outer half again. He missed with that breaking ball well off the plate away.
Two on, payoff pitch, 2 outs. Runners move. Hit hard and foul.
Another breaking ball, hanging breaking ball in the middle of the plate. Just 78 miles an hour on that curveball.
The Mariners have knocked around this tall, slender left-hander. And trying to get some more with 2 outs. Mariners at first and second and a 3-2 count to Mike Zunino. Right above our heads. Home run by Seager, RBI singles by Hart and Ackley. Romero and Smoke with base hits. Here in the big first inning.
He's putting up a good fight. Again, his pitch count climbing. 30 pitches here in the first inning for Tyler Skaggs.
Great opportunity to put an even bigger number up on the board here for the Mariners. Mariners will take off. 3-2 to Mike Z. Hit the left field. Coming in is Hamilton, and he makes the catch. Kyle Seager got it started with 2 outs with his 16th home run, a line drive, no doubt about it. One of the first of 5 consecutive hits with 2 outs as the Mariners have an early lead here in Anaheim. Well, Robinson Cano getting a day off. Kyle Seager got a chance to lead off and be the 3-hole man today. And what did he do? He homered, and it started a 3-run first inning for the Mariners. Chris Young with an early lead. Let's take a look at the Angel batting order that Chris Young will face here this afternoon.
For manager Mike Scioscia leading things off, it will be Cole Calhoun, and then it is Mike Trout. What a year he is having. He will hit second. Pujols, Hamilton, and then Howie Kendrick in July. 403 average for him, 11 RBIs, 3 doubles. So you have to be careful with Kendrick hitting fifth in the lineup. Then it's Freese, Navarro, Green, and Conger rounding out the 9 for the Angels.
Pitch from Chris Young. Ball 1.
And the numbers for Chris this year: 8-6 record, ERA, 3.15 ERA for him. And again, opponents hitting just .208 against Chris.
Umpire, a swing and a miss by Calhoun. Cole 0 for 5 in yesterday's game. Scored 37 runs since May 29th, best in the major leagues. One and 2.
For Chris, we talk about it all the time. He likes to pitch at the top of the strike zone. His fastball only 86, 87 miles an hour. A lot of fly ball outs with him. He'll have to be a little bit careful today, though. Here in Anaheim, the ball will carry. We've already seen that with the home run from Seager. And a little bit of a breeze blowing straight out. Pretty good pitch.
It really was. He thought he had a punch out there.
Paul Schreiber, home plate umpire. That's the area that he needs to get those calls at the top of the strike zone.
Counts run full. Chris Young, 4-3 career against the Angels in 9 starts, a 5.65 ERA. Here at Angel Stadium, he's 1-2 with a 6.45 ERA. As you look at the on-deck hitter, Mike Trout. Past the diving Brad Miller, base hit.
Take a look at the defense for the Mariners. Ackley in left, Chavez getting the start in center field, Romero in right, Seager the third baseman, Miller at shortstop, Willie Bloomquist giving Robinson Cano the day off. Justin Smoke didn't play last night. He did pinch hit, but back in the starting lineup at first base this afternoon, and Mike Zunino will do the catching.
Well, that brings up obvious MVP candidate Mike Trout. Having a stupendous year. 8th in batting, 4th in homers, 4th in RBIs, 1st in total bases, 2nd in on base, and 2nd in slugging.
And we showed you the numbers in this series: 4 for 12, 3 doubles, 2 of them hustle doubles.
What was the question somebody asked last night we were driving home? When does he not hit the ball hard?
He's special, there's no question.
Might go for 3 against Chris Young.
The thing about him is, and I was talking to Mark Langston earlier today about Trout. You just can't pitch around him and walk him, because even though he only has 10 stolen bases, his ability to score from first to go first to third is like nobody else that we've seen. And he causes so many problems for your infielders when he's on the bases, because you constantly have to pay attention to him, that you have to pitch to him.
Breaking ball up high, 2-2. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He is a certified lethal weapon.
See everything away from him. I think that's a good way to go with Trout. We talked about it in this series already, the way that he does damage on pitches that are down. But he also likes to let the ball travel, and that pitch that's kind of middle in, he can handle that pitch really well, and he can either hit it the other way or hit it out of the ballpark. I think it's a real dangerous area, and you can see Young being careful, everything on the outside corner.
2-2 here to Trout. Swing and a miss, struck him out. That's a big out for Chris Young, one away.
Nobody's more prepared than Chris, and it's just a matter of he's able to execute, and he certainly did in that first at bat against Trout. Everything away, and this pitch right here just off the plate away to get him to swing at it. Too close to take. Trout waves at it as he strikes him out. His first strikeout of the ball game.
Trout also tied with Mike Zunino, 6th in strikeouts. Matter of fact, he was ahead of Mike, 5th place.
I had a chance to speak to Chris briefly this morning, and he's certainly aware of the fact that the bullpen has had to work a lot today. He knows what he has to do, and it certainly helps that the Mariners offense getting him 3 runs in the first inning. Again, if the Mariners can continue to score runs, that would help leave Chris out there a little bit longer, and he understands what his job is going to be.
Got to face Albert Pujols now. Albert 3 for 14 with a home run against Chris.
We saw the home run. It was at Safeco Field. Talk about the high fastballs from Chris. Well, Albert was looking for one of them and tomahawked it into the upper deck at Safeco.
Trying to stay away from Albert there. 2-0 rather. 2-0.
Really not a bad idea. If you look at him, he's having a good year. Maybe not for Albert Pujols, but for most. 274 with 20 home runs. But if you look at him as the DH, which he is today, 357, 9 home runs as the DH. And in day games, 347 with 7 home runs. So I'd be careful with him this afternoon as well.
Comes back with a strike. Just tuning in, Kyle Seager a home run and RBI singles by Corey Hart. And Dustin Ackley have the Mariners in front early, 3-0. Hit well and hooking foul.
Took just enough of the slow breaking ball, only 79 miles an hour now out in front of it. Well, 14 season, a .319 hitter for his career with 512 home runs.
Struck him out. Good pitch by Chris Young. Huge strikeouts of Trout and Pujols here in the first.
He stays with the breaking ball. This one at 80 miles an hour. It's up, and he swings underneath it.
Here's Hamilton.
Mariners have the shift on Kyle Seager, the third baseman, on the right side of the infield. Willie Bloomquist again getting the start at second base. Cano out of the lineup. He's out on the right field grass. There you go. Good look at the defensive alignment. Brad Miller at his normal shortstop position, but Kyle, the third baseman, moves around to the right side.
Hamilton 0 for 3, 0 for 9 on the series. Into right field. Romero dig it out of the corner.
Yeah, a little bit of problem.
Calhoun stopped. Here's Bloomquist, and he'll hold on to it. No relay. Calhoun got the stop sign, and as you said, Mike, the ball got away out there. Gary DiSarcina restarted him, and Calhoun, a good runner, was able to get back up to speed and score the run.
A little bit different here in this ballpark. Out in the corners, the wall out there is rounded. Kind of like what they have at Fenway Park. And then the padding, there's a little gap underneath the padding that sticks out. And it looked as if Stephan had an issue with that. And then he ended up crashing into the wall. And by the time he falls down and gets back up, they stop Calhoun and then they start him again. He's able to score.
Doubling an RBI. Oh, they're still waiting. Here's look out, Howie Kendrick right at the Mariner dugout.
I think it's a double. It's just a matter of whether they give him the RBI or not, because they did stop the runner. But
he clearly stopped. They give him a double and the RBI. Up and in to Howie Kendrick for Hamilton, his 13th double, 27th RBI. One to Kendrick. Up high again. 2-1.
And a lot of pitches for Chris here in the first inning. 21 pitches so far for Chris.
3-1 Mariner lead. Romero's got this under control. And that'll do it. So the Angels, they get a run on 2 hits and leave a man. Early scoring here in Anaheim, 3-1 Mariners. But I tell you, it was impressive.
Didn't get the victory, but well on his way for his second Cy Young Award. Felix had everything working last night. Good fastball, of course, the great changeup. But he was dominant. Gave up 1 run. It was an unearned run for Felix, and there you can see as he continues to move up. Most consecutive starts, 7 innings, 2 runs or less as he moves up the list. Next, it will be Tom Seaver as he's tied Mike Scott.
That's a Seattle City Light power play. Brad Miller to lead off here in the second. Brad jumps on a pitch and drives it deep to right center field. Going back, Trout, and right in front of Calhoun, who veered off at the last second. Mike makes the play. Back to the top of the order, Andy Chavez. Kyle Seager got it started, a 2-out solo blast. And that started a nice run for the Mariners. 4 more hits. Hart and Ackley with RBI singles. And a 3-0 early lead.
It's a great look at our McDonald's Supermo, just how close the gloves were. And he flew out to center field his first time up.
Shortens up, takes a strike.
David Freese, third baseman, playing in on the grass at third, trying to take the bunt away. Again, Indy with a bunt base hit last night was called to come on and sacrifice, ended up picking up a base hit.
Didn't even need Lenny Randle to blow it foul or fair. Oh, 2 to Andy. Look out. Throws his bat in the process. Second strikeout for Skaggs. 2 away here in the second. While we have some time, let's check in with Brett Adam. Brett? All right, Brad, thank you. Here's Willie Blomquist, struck out his first time. That's in strike one. Right after him, 0-2. Beautiful day here in Anaheim, California. 77 degrees. Brilliant sunshine. Not as big a crowd as we've had the first two nights, but pretty good nonetheless. 0-2.
Look at the Angels, and you can see why they like Tyler Skaggs, the young left-hander. Good fastball at 93-94, but a smooth delivery, and it looks as if the fastball is getting on the guys a little bit.
Conger wants it up high. And Willie chases. Back-to-back Ks, 3 for the ball game. In the early going here for Tyler Skaggs. Mariners retired. In order here in the second, but lead 3-1. Colors in effect here at the ballpark. Our fans quite vocal over the last couple of nights in the combined 28 innings Friday and Saturday nights. Both teams with 3-2 victories. There's David Freese, looks at a strike. It'll be Freese, Navarro, and Green, 6, 7, and 8 for the Angels.
Freese 3 for 10 in the series. Hit a home run off of Dominic Leone in the 12th inning last night. Solo home run. Brought the Angels within one, but Charlie Furbush was able to come on and get his first major league save. Congratulations to Charlie.
1-2 here to Freese. Boy, he took a lot off of that. Nicely done there by Chris Young. His third strikeout among the first 6 men that he's faced.
For the right-handers, this has been a good pitch for him. The breaking ball up in the zone. I think so many times the hitters now are trying to cheat a little bit to try to get on top of that high fastball. And when he takes that much off, 78, 79 mile an hour breaking ball that's up, you can see him chasing it off the plate.
Here's Efren Navarro, hero from Friday night. Base hit up the middle, won it in 16 innings.
Had to start in left field last night. Swung the bat well. Didn't have much to show for it, but a couple of line drives right at Brad Miller at short.
Versatile player, but being able to be at first base here today as Pujols gets half a day off. Albert DH. Back with a strike, 2-1.
And hit hard down into the corner past the diving Smoke. Romero gets it cleanly, gets it back into Willie Bloomquist. A double for Navarro. That's his 8th of the season. One out base runner for the Angels. Make sure you can see the Mets without taking the subway. Head to Safeco Field tomorrow, 7:10 start time. Mariners host the New York Mets. Rare 3-game interleague matchup. For tickets to see Kyle Seager and the Mariners take on David Wright and the Mets in another Midsummer Classic, stop by Mariners.com. Mets just underway in San Diego. No score. Mets in third place in the NL East. 46-51, 7 games behind Washington and Atlanta, which currently share first place. There's Grant Green getting the nod at shortstop today. Eric Ibarg suffered a groin injury on Friday night's game. Last night, veteran John McDonald, only 40 in September. He got the start. Green came on as a pinch hitter in last night's game in the 10th inning and walked.
Only 75 at-bats for Green on the year, but he's made the most of it, hitting .320. Has a home run and 8 RBIs.
Two and one. Mariners come home tonight, 3 with the Mets, 4 with the Orioles. Be a nice week at home. Two and two.
A rare fastball down in the zone for Chris. The right-handed hitters in the lineup for the Angels today, and there are 5 of them. He's worked them all away now. Green hitting 8th.
2-2 pitch.
Another breaking ball away.
Athletics have just taken a 1-0 lead on Baltimore, bottom of the first in Oakland. One out with Navarro at second base. Swing and a miss. Tag applied by Zunino. 4 strikeouts for Chris Young. They're 2 away here in the second inning.
Again, all the pitches away, and here's another breaking ball. He's been able to handle the right-handed hitters in the lineup for the Angels. There's 5 of them, and they're 0 for 5 right now. The 3 base hits off of them have come from the lefties in the lineup. Calhoun, Hamilton, and Navarro. This will bring up Hank Conger, a switch hitter.
As we pointed out, Chris with a great number entering today's game. Batting average against 208. Righty's hitting just 186, lefty's 225. 2-0 lead now for the Athletics. And Conger with a new number with Houston Street on the scene. Houston Street obtained Friday night from San Diego, made his Angel debut yesterday wearing number 16, and Hank moved to number 24. Chris Young with 4 strikeouts so far. Giving up a run on 3 hits.
Sure, one of the things Lloyd McClendon and Rick Waits, the pitching coach, are keeping a close eye on is his pitch count. Through 21 pitches in the first, now 17 here in the second.
Oh, 2. That is playable. Seager calls off Zunino, and that's Son.
He did everything he could.
Havoc.
I was watching him the whole way. He has his glasses on. He was trying to shade the sun with his glove. Fortunately, the ball ended up going foul because with 2 outs, Navarro was running. But Kyle, there's not much you can do when the sun is in your eyes. And you can see Kyle come in. He has his glasses down, and you can see him put his glove up, trying to shade his eyes to pick the ball up, and just couldn't stay with it long enough.
Tough break. The 0-2 to Conger. We've seen more balls cued off the end of the bat in the last week, right?
Since we've come back from the All-Star game, for sure. In this series, we've seen a lot of it. Good pitching will do that.
2 outs, man at second. And an 0-2 pitch coming here to Hank Conger. Oh, he tried to launch. Didn't get it. Nice job by Chris Young. His 5th strikeout. Strands a runner at second. And the Mariners have a 3-1 lead as we head to the 3rd. Baseball on Root Sports being brought to you by AMPM. Too much good stuff. By Ford, we are local. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, welcoming country and Grand Ole Opry star Josh Turner July 30th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Take you down to Long Beach. Look at the luxury liner Queen Mary, which served as a service ship during World War II. One of the great luxury liners in the history of navigation. And boy, got Seattle folks down there, Angels fans, A's fans.
Why not? What best division in baseball.
Oh, it really is. Mariners are number 1 in pitching starting today in the American League. Angels are 4th. The Athletics are 2nd. Kyle Seager Got the Mariners on the board, 2 outs, 1-0 pitch. He crushed it, fastball. Got it up into the right field seats. Home run number 16, RBI number 64.
Skaggs quickly ahead of him. That last pitch, a breaking ball up and in the middle of the plate.
Shift on as per usual against Kyle.
Take a look at the home run from Kyle Seager. His 16th home run of the year. He gets a fastball middle in. It's it deep into the seats in right field. Get the Mariners on the scoreboard. Solo home run with 2 outs in the first.
That started a parade of 5 consecutive 2-out hits by the Mariners. Goes the other way. Smart hitting. He told you about that leading off an inning. He's got no problems going the other way, going against the shift.
He's certainly aware of it, aware of the shift. And we've seen him do this more and more as the season moves on. And with a couple of strikes, it makes it a little bit easier. You're going to be a little bit more defensive and let the ball travel more to get a good look. But Grant Green, the only guy on the left side of the infield, that's the shortstop. And you can see a routine ground ball where the third baseman would normally be. But Kyle will pick up a base hit against the shift.
6 Mariner hits so far. There's Stephen Romero. Seager batting third. Robinson Cano getting today off. Slicing drive right field. Calhoun going back on the track. What an acrobatic catch. 1 away.
Bit of a misread by Calhoun, but a great adjustment to the ball. Didn't expect it to slice back as much as it did. He had to turn all the way around and make the catch. Good play. Take a look at him as he'll have to reach all the way back over his left shoulder and make the catch. I think a big part of that is the outfielders also having a tough time seeing the baseball here this afternoon.
There's Smoke. Infield hit, little squibber down the third baseline. Runner takes off. Seager down to second. He's out. So caught stealing 2-4. And it's the 4th time Kyle's been caught. It's 4 out of 8.
It's a good throw by Hank Conger. I thought Kyle had a pretty good jump. It looks like he goes on the first move, and he does. Tyler Skaggs, the pitcher, did a good job getting the ball to home quickly. Seen that a couple times in this series where the base stealer will try to pull that hand back, but you can see clearly tagged him on his right forearm.
1-1 to Smoke. 2-1. Bouncing ball to Kendrick. Sunday hop. That'll do it for the Mariners. No runs ahead, no errors, and nobody left. 3-1 Seattle. Match in this series as we get the second half of the season underway. Time now for a CenturyLink link to what's next, and the New York Metropolitans will be coming to town. Mariners have yet to name a starter for Tuesday's game, but some good matchups. Bartolo Colon has always been tough on the Mariners. That'll be interesting against Iwakuma in the series finale, a day game. Top of the order for the Angels, Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols against Chris Young, who struck out 5 through the first 2 innings. Calhoun rides one deep, right field, gone. Cole Calhoun with his 11th home run, his 26th RBI. One-run ball game.
I'll be curious to see where Zunino was set up. It's a breaking ball, 77 miles an hour, ends up down and in. That's a dangerous area to left-handed hitters. I wonder if maybe Zunino was set up away. He wanted to try to hit the outside corner on it, but we'll take a look at it. He is. He's set up away, missed his spot with it. Calhoun makes him pay.
10th home run given up to a left-hand hitter by Chris Young. Calhoun having a day. 2 for 2. He scored both runs. He's now 3 for 3 against Chris Young. Mike Trout, the hitter. Ball 1. Trout drives one. They're just going to give it the courtesy look. Tie ball game at 3-3. You only had to hear that one. Goes back to what we were talking about before. He hits the ball hard consistently. My goodness.
Take a look at it. Off-speed pitch, 84 miles an hour. A little bit of hesitation on his stride to get his timing, and once he puts his foot down, you'll see the barrel come flying through that pitch, middle away. So back-to-back home runs for the Angels.
Now you got Pujols. 0-1 to him. Ground ball down to third. Seager throws across. So you get Albert for out number 1.
Take a look at the swing by Mike Trout here in the McDonald's Supermo. Last pitch, that is a fastball, 84 miles an hour. Powerful swing.
2 runs in, tied ball game at 3-3. Josh Hamilton, the hitter, doubled down the right field line his first time. It's interesting, you watch guys over the years, and it seems like over the last maybe 2-3 years, he has offered at the first pitch, what, 60-70% of the time that we've seen him?
Well, it was one of the things that they thought he made an adjustment on last year, that he wasn't doing that. And then he struggled and got back to it. And earlier this year, he seemed to be a little bit more patient. Went on the disabled list. In fact, he was hurt against the Mariners. And since he's been back, since we've seen him, he's been very aggressive. And that's why you see that pitch in the dirt. If you can get ahead of him, I don't think you necessarily need to throw him a strike, anything good to hit. There's no question he wants to swing.
1-2.
Again, Chris missing his location on that last pitch, right in the middle of the plate. 85-mile-an-hour fastball.
Stays at 1-2. Blomquist in short right field for Hamilton. Pitch in the dirt. Two and two. Just away, full count. Chris Young. 1 out, nobody on. 2 runs in on back-to-back homers by Calhoun and Trout. 3-2 to Hamilton. Reaches out, hits it. 1 hopper to Bloomquist. 2 away.
Chris didn't give in to him. Bunch of changeups, able to get that breaking ball over in a 3-2 count. Hamilton out in front of him, hitting off the end of the bat right at Willie.
Brings up Howie Kendrick. 2 out, nobody on. Howie with a fly out to right. Solid smash into the gap. Kendrick watches it go all the way to the fence. He's got a 2-out double. Howie's 19th 2-bagger of the season.
6 base hits now for the Angels, and 5 of them for extra bases, a couple of home runs and 3 doubles. Indy Chavez, the center fielder, was shading towards right center. Again, trying to pitch him away. That ball runs back to the middle of the plate. Angels so far this afternoon 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. They've had a tough time in the series, just 3 for 24, a 125 average for the Angels. Mariners pitching doing a good job in these situations.
Matching numbers on the board for both teams. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 2 left. Strike 1 to David Freese, who struck out on a 1-2 pitch. And was leading off the 2nd inning. That's hit well. Left field, but Ackley's right there. And he's there to make the catch. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a man left. New ball game at 3-3 here in Anaheim. Corey Hart's going to lead it off as you look at a playoff picture. Mariners a 2-game lead. Yankees, Blue Jays, hot pursuit. Mariners are finished with the Yankees, but they got to play the Blue Jays in 2 series and still 1 more with Cleveland. And Corey Hart sends this to left field for Hamilton in a way. Bring up Dustin Ackley, and Mike, you were talking about his first half splits from last year. 205, a homer, and 11 runs batted in first half last year. After the All-Star break, 304, 3 homers, and 20 runs batted in. This year, 225, 4 and 29, and he's 4 for 10 out of the gate here.
And he's staying in the middle of the field, which I think is a big key for Dustin. Now, there's a lot of hits for him in the middle of the field. His base hit, staying on a breaking ball from the left-handed pitcher and driving it into left field. A solid line drive to pick up an RBI his first time up.
Slicing drive, easy play, Hamilton 2. Hey everybody, it's Fireworks Show. It's a show like no other, set to classic sing-along songs like John Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer and Journey's Don't Stop Believing. Next Friday marks the second of 3 spectacular summer fireworks shows at Safeco Field following the Mariners-Orioles game. He plans to light up the sky with your voice. Grab your tickets for the whole family at Mariners.com. Quick 2 outs. Here's Mike Zunino. Strike 1. Mike flied out to left to end the first inning. Two.
Mike's been struggling a little bit lately, and I think the biggest reason why is pulling off the ball a little bit. Right-handers has been tough on him, a lot of breaking balls away, and I think that this should be a better matchup for him with the lefty on the mound. You could look away. There's a hard breaking ball in the dirt, and that's the way Skaggs has pitched him. 2 fastballs on the outside corner. But sometimes when you face a lefty as a right-handed hitter, it gets you out over the plate a little bit more because that's where you expect them to pitch you, and hopefully you can get yourself to where in a position where you keep that front shoulder in there a little bit longer and stay on the ball. Sometimes they can get you right, so hopefully Mike things turn around. He flew out to left field his first time up, and they're set up away again.
Full count, 2 out, nobody on. Brad Miller's on deck.
I think for young hitters, he went through that stretch where he's hitting a bunch of home runs, and then all of a sudden you try to force the issue a little bit and you get into some bad habits. You get it turned around, though. Smart guy, works hard. Struggling a little bit lately.
3-2.
That was the pitch right there.
Mile high pop up. Navarro makes the play. Conger was over there, but he lost it. Navarro had it covered. Mariners go 1-2-3 in the 4th in this 3-3 game. match between the Mariners and the Angels. Plenty of Mariner fans on hand here. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Come on out to Safeco Field this week. The Mets in town, 2 night games and a day game, and then the Orioles, 2 night games and 2 day games. Nice homestand coming up. There's Navarro. Looks at a strike from Chris Young, who struck out 5. Giving up 3 runs on 6 hits. Gave up back-to-back home runs to Calhoun and Trout in the 3rd. That tied it up. Navarro's first time double to right.
Really like to see Chris Young have a quick inning. So far in the first 3 innings, he's had runners in scoring position. Game was tied up on a couple of solo home runs by Calhoun and Trout, but he's had to pitch out of some trouble here early, throwing a lot of pitches. There's a good changeup. And his pitch count now at 61 pitches for Young. Mariners bullpen, of course, 28 innings over the last 2 games, so Lloyd would like to give some guys some time off. So look at the bullpen. Wilhelmsen, who threw 4 innings in the first game, definitely out today. I think he'd like to stay away from Farquhar, probably Leone.
Navarro to be followed by Grant Green and Hank Conger, 7, 8, 9 here in the 4th inning. Brad Miller has it located, fighting the sun, 1 away. Brings up Grant Green, the shortstop. Struck out his first time.
This is one of those days, and you can see Brad Miller talking to Willie Bloomquist behind second base, explaining the sun, and there are certain angles that maybe the second baseman can come over and help you out, and I think that's something that they were talking about. Can't take anything for granted. I've already seen Kyle Seager have a tough time with a fly ball, and the outfielders, all of them getting slow breaks on the ball that's hit.
Trout's had a little bit of an issue. Calhoun, pitch outside.
It's something that you'll see the outfielders do quite a bit on the routine fly balls. If one of the others, the center fielder, has a better angle, he'll call a guy off, even though it looks like it's going to be an easier play for maybe one of the corner outfielders. But because of where the sun's at, maybe they'll take it. And the infielders can do the same thing.
Ball and 2 strikes. Reached out, rolls over on one. Miller flips across 2 away. Brings up Hank Conger, struck out. Pitch high in the zone, back in the 2nd inning. Ball 1 to Hank. With Bloomquist, bare hand, throw, can't get him. That's a good effort by Willie. Base hit for Hank Conger.
And you're talking about another base hit off the end of the bat. It looked like a changeup, high changeup up, out over the plate. It's it right off the end of the bat with the shift on. Finds a little bit of a hole. A good adjustment. It looked like he was going to backhand. At last minute decided to go with the bare hand.
Knew he hit the catcher. Why not, right?
Maybe some tired legs. Conger and Zunino both catching all 16 innings in the first game of this series.
And you know darn well they'd probably deny it, but they still have to be feeling that. Top of the order to Calhoun, who's had a heck of a day. Single to center, run scored, and a homer in the 3rd. What a race here in the American League West. Oakland Up a game and a half on the Angels. Mariners in third place, 8 games back as Calhoun swings through. Mariners with a 2-game lead in the wild card chase in the second spot.
Chris has thrown some good changeups here in the last couple of innings. Looks like he has a better feel for that pitch than his breaking ball. His breaking ball has been effective against the righties, but a good changeup to some of the left-handed hitters.
Another squibber. It's going to stay fair. And can't make the play.
Well, just talking about the changeup, and Chris was able to throw it again, cued right off the end of the bat. So a couple of base hits off the end of the bat now against Chris. Looked like he was going to have a quick inning, an easy inning, but back-to-back base hits and put him in trouble again. Now it's 4 innings in a row with him having runners in scoring position. And sometimes it's not always the amount of pitches, but the stressful pitches that you have to throw. As you see this little cue job, looks like it's going to go foul, and it bounces right back into fair territory. Only play for Kyle is to try to barehand it. Calhoun runs well. You can see he was playing deep at third.
So now you got Mike Trout. He powered one over the left center field wall for a home run. His 23rd, his 74th RBI his last time up. Looks at a strike. First time up, Mike struck out on a 2-2 pitch. Mariners broke on top, 3 runs in the first. Angels come back with 1 in the bottom of the first and then 2 in the third. Nice pitch. No doubt, as soon as you heard this, let alone see it, that this was gone.
Well, he was able to get him out on pitches away his first time up, and it looked to me that Trout was clearly hanging out over the plate. That pitch ran back probably middle away. He didn't miss it.
0-2 here to Mike. Chris Young delivers. Breaking ball. Got him looking. Dropped in a beauty. Half a dozen strikeouts for Chris Young as he strands 2 here in the fourth to keep it at 3-3. Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Seattle City Light. Visit seattle.gov/WePower for more information. By CenturyLink, your link to what's next. By BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. And by Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box for the new Jalapeno Ranch or Barbecue Ultimate Cheeseburgers at participating restaurants. Some of the nice sights here at Angels Stadium, where the Mariners and Angels are locked up 3-3. These two teams can't shake each other. On Friday night, 16 innings. Angels win 3-2. 12 innings last night. Mariners win 3-2. And here they are deadlocked at 3-3 as we start the fifth. Brad Miller leads it off for the Mariners. It'll be followed by Andy Chavez and Willie Bloomquist.
Brad flew out to the warning track in right center his first time up. I don't think there's any surprise when we were looking at these two series, the one right before the break against the A's and then coming down here to Anaheim. Felt that Mariners are playing well, that these were going to be some low-scoring games. And
coming in, Calhoun makes the play.
Certainly didn't expect 28 innings in the first two games of this series, but that's what the guys had to go to split 1-1.
Here's the head-to-head numbers. Mariners swinging it a little bit better. Scored 20 runs. That's 20 runs more.
Yeah, they pitched a lot better than the
Oh, yeah. And the opening 3 games of the season going back to March 31st, April 1 and 2. Mariners outscored them, 26-8, I believe it was. Chavez bounces one, foul. Tyler Skaggs with a record of 5-5, a 4.50 ERA. Lost to the Mariners in Seattle, May 26th. Takes for ball 2. Indy, fly to center and a strikeout today. Skaggs done a nice job settling down after that rocky first inning. To left field, Hamilton towards the line. He's there. That is 7 consecutive batters retired by Tyler Skaggs. Coming up on this homestand, Mets in town for 3, followed by the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles start today a 4-game lead over the Yankees in Toronto in the American League East. And the Mets, they start today 7 games back of Washington and Atlanta. They're tied atop the National League East.
Weather is supposed to be good on Wednesday. It's a noon game, so take a couple hours off of work and head over to the ballpark.
Absolutely. Athletics lead Baltimore 2-0. Mets and Padres no scores. Bloomquist fouls one off. Willie 2 strikeouts so far.
You're right about Skaggs settling down, just 1 base hit after the first inning. He had a couple of outs to start the game off, and then it was 5 straight hits by the Mariners.
Counts 0-2 to Bloomquist. Two. Mariners got off to a quick lead. After 2 outs, Kyle Seager banged a home run, at 16th. 4 more hits in the inning, 4 consecutive hits after Kyle. Hart and Ackley with RBIs. 3-0 early lead. Willie takes ball 2, 2-2. RBI double by Josh Hamilton in the home first, and then in the third, back-to-back home runs by Calhoun and Trout have tied this ball game up. Really working it hard here, 3-2.
70 pitches now for Skaggs.
Pay it off right here. 3-2 pitch. Well, he drives one to center field, backing up Trout. Good carry on this, but Trout's there about a step before he hits the track. And the Mariners are done in the fifth. 8 consecutive hitters retired by Tyler Skaggs. 3-3 is the score. Little Mariner fan, little Angel fan, having some fun out in the concourse. Time now for our Geico This Date in MLB History. The hammer, Mr. Henry Aaron. It's home run number 755, final home run. And off of Dick Drago. And Dick Drago, the Angels in that contest. Today's also another anniversary, 45th anniversary of the lunar landing. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin. I remember walking down the street where I lived, and all the street was lit up by everybody's black and white TV. Coming through, the light coming through as Albert gets a base hit to left center field to get the Angels going. In the bottom of the fifth, here's Brad Adam. All right, Brad, thank you. Base hit by Pujols brings up Josh Hamilton, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI double.
Mariners with the shift on again. Kyle Seager, the third baseman on the right side of the infield.
Shift will not contain that. Base hit by Hamilton, first pitch swinging as per usual. There's 2-minute reach here in the fifth.
One of the big improvements for the Angels. Second in batting average, first in runs scored. They have 10 hits working here in the fifth inning off of Chris Young. Chris has been able to hold the Angels down. They're 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Howie Kendrick with a double to left center his first time up. His last time up, 1 for 2 for Howie.
Swing and a miss by Howie. Saw Don Baylor, happy hitting coach, with 10 hits. Fouled off.
Angels in the series, 3 for 26 with runners in scoring position. The Mariners, #1 pitching team in the American League, and they've shown up here for this series.
Baseball adage, holding true, good pitching. Stop or certainly slow down good hitting.
And a couple of good breaking balls off the plate away, getting Kendrick to swing at. I'm sure that Chris wanted to pitch deep into this game, but every inning so far, runners in scoring position.
He's ahead of Kendrick, 2 men aboard, nobody out. 1-2.
He's now at 83 pitches.
One and two.
What a play.
Brad Miller, nicely done. They get a double play on a viciously hit ball. A one-hopper, and Brad stayed with it to turn 2. Down to third goes Pujols.
Chris needed a ground ball. I don't think he expected it to hit this hard. It's a one-hop line drive to the backhand of Miller. Has to give a little bit of ground. That's why he spins around. An easy turn for Willie at second base. Again, Cano getting the afternoon off. The Mariners have been amongst the league leaders in defense this year. And he showed up right there. Fine play by Brad Miller.
David Freese. One hop to Brad. Throws over, and that'll do it. So a couple of hits to start the inning proved to be harmless for Chris Young, and the Mariners' score remains tied at 3-3. And great hands by Brad Miller with a nice turn in the middle here by Willie Blomqvist.
And Chris needed a ground ball to get the double play. And you can see Brad, he'll spin away from this. Again, he's just trying to lengthen the hop that he gets a little bit easier on the backhanded side. And after that, a quick flip to Willie Blomqvist and an easy turn for Willie. Ball was hit so hard. You can see Hamilton not close to Willie as he turns it.
Robinson Cano getting the day off today. Soreness and some tightness in his hamstrings. A well-deserved day off, coming off of 28 innings plus played in the All-Star game.
Kyle Seager having a good day, 2 for 2, including a home run, his 16th home run of the year.
Kyle batting in the spot daily occupied by Cano. 3-hole.
The Angels have the shift on again. Kyle, the home run to right field, but his last time up with a couple of strikes, a base hit on the left side of the infield, going against the shift and picking up an easy hit.
In there for a strike.
And after hitting the ball the other way, a couple of fastballs on the inside corner.
Oh, 1-2. Oakland 3-0 over Baltimore, top of the 4th in Oakland now. Tampa Bay trying to get things going now. Tampa Bay with a 5-3 lead at Minnesota, bottom of the 8th. David Price went 8 innings yesterday. Rays got a win. One and two. Kyle swings and misses, checks with Paul Schreiber. Where was that pitch? That's strikeout number 4, the first since the second inning for Skaggs. Say goodbye to Monday Blues and hello to Mariners baseball and being true to the blue. Make sure you join us tomorrow evening for BECU Family Night. Mariners take on the Mets at 7:10. Select view level seats. They're only $10. Come on out. Make plans to start your week right by getting tickets now at mariners.com. One out here in the 6th. 1 for 2 day for Stephan Romero. That's a strike.
Thought it was interesting to see Stephan Romero in the cleanup spot. The more I thought about it, makes some sense, really, when you think about Stephan. When he's swinging the bat well, typically he's up the middle the other way, and he had a base hit up the middle and to Calhoun up against the fence to right. And as long as he stays with that approach, he has a chance to drive the ball into the gap. Looked like a breaking ball that was down and into him. And also Lloyd McClendon probably trying to get a little confidence to him, seeing him in that spot in the lineup, an important spot for you. Get him going in the right direction again. We saw in spring training against left-handers especially, he was really strong on pitches that were away from him. Another slow breaking ball, missed badly with it. But I think Stephan is a guy, the more he gets to play and he start making some adjustments, he has some sneaky power. We saw that in the spring also after getting off to a slow start.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Skaggs has retired the last 9 men that he's faced. Last base hit for the Mariners. Seager, leadoff single to left. Back in the 3rd inning. Romero's gone back-to-back strikeouts. Strikeout number 5, and now 10 consecutive retired by Skaggs. Take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. And the Mets come to town. Baltimore will be in town as well over the weekend. Then their favors return the following weekend in between 4 days in Cleveland. At least now we know, Mike, it's not going to snow. Hopefully it won't earthquake.
You sure about that?
Man. And maybe the Mariners can walk them off 4 times. That, of course, referring to last May.
Yeah.
4 heartbreaking losses. Here's Smoke. Infield hit. And the ground out to second. Bouncing the ball to Grant Green. 11 consecutive hitters retired by Skaggs in this 3-3 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 6th. and the Angels. Hey, Mariner fans, Root Sports is looking for the ultimate Northwest fan from the state of Alaska throughout the month of July. Send us your photo and story using hashtag UltimateNWFanAK or by email at ultimatefan@rootsports.com. You can win a VIP trip for two to Seattle in September, personalized jersey, and more. Official rules, visit rootsports.com. Ball one to the leadoff man, Efren Navarro. Here in the bottom of the sixth. Followed by Grant Green and Hank Conger.
A lot of stressful innings for Chris Young. Runners in scoring position in every inning so far through the first five. His pitch count starting to climb up on him. 87 pitches now for Chris. Lloyd would be thrilled if he can squeeze 2 more innings out of him, but if he's going to do that, he needs a clean inning. That he has done well in this game as he's held the Angels to an 0-for-7 with runners in scoring position.
And how big is that? Boy, oh boy. Mariners have stranded 2. Angels have left 6 men aboard. Battles back to 2-2. Navarro won game number 1 on Friday in the 16th inning. The base hit up the middle. Hits that one foul. Chris Young in his last 3 starts, 1 and 2, has gone 6, 7, and 7 innings. He's gotten to the 8th inning once. He won 8 complete against Kansas City back on May 10th. In Seattle.
Well, he's at 90 pitches right now. His season high is 106. Good pitch right there. Good fastball.
Strike 3 called. 7th strikeout for Chris. 1 out here in the 6th inning.
And I wouldn't be surprised. Chris, a veteran guy, he's been around. Again, I spoke to him briefly this morning, and he was aware of the situation in the bullpen. And I wouldn't be surprised if Lloyd said, here's the ball, go get him for 7. We need some help. And Chris is trying to get there. Good fastball down at the bottom of the strike zone, right on the corner.
One of those get me there, good, bad, or ugly, right?
Yes, sometimes you just have to do it. Unfortunately for the Mariners, again, he's been able to pitch out of some trouble this afternoon.
Romero, long run, makes the play. Well, get the number 9 hitter, Hank Conger, here, who's 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Closing in on mission accomplished.
Well, he was in the same situation in the 4th inning, retiring the same 2 hitters. And then it was back-to-back base hits to extend the inning. He was able to get out of it again, but adding more pitches to him. Mariners have the shift on again.
Strike 1 to Conger, switch hitting catcher.
I'll have to have a conversation with Chris Woodward about the shift. This is one of the few times we've seen it just a couple of times, but this time Brad Miller going over to the right side, Kyle staying over at third. Most of the time Kyle will go to the right side of the infield. Dr. Chris and ask why they decide to change things up.
And they think there is no chance that Conger's going to do anything but try to pull it. And judging by some of the swings we've seen him take, I think that's the case. That'll get out of play. No play for Seager.
Well, his last time up, he picked up a base hit, but he hit it right into the shift. Wasn't hit hard off the end of the bat. Now you see Kyle switching. Probably doing it just in case he decided to drop a bunt down. Kyle is really good at making that play, but now with 2 strikes, that takes the bunt out of the equation, and I'll move Kyle over there. Kyle certainly comfortable being on the right side of the infield, playing second base.
at North Carolina.
And a little bit for the Mariners when he first came up. Brad Miller, more range at short, so that's why they make the switch. Cover more ground on the left side since he's the only one that's there. And right at Kyle.
Well done. Chris Young threw 6. 3-3 ball game here in Anaheim.
Okay, you can stop waving.
You can stop waving, he said.
Ranking. I say that because Mr. Skaggs has retired the last 11 men that he's faced. Corey Hart's going to lead it off, followed by Dustin Ackley and Mike Zunino.
Corey 1 for 2. Drove in a run his first time up, had a base hit into center field.
The success for Mr. Skaggs, you attribute it to what?
I think he's had better command of his fastball in the first inning. A lot of fastballs in the middle of the plate now. He's really pitched well to the right-handers going on the outside corner, and every now and then he'll throw that breaking ball, but he's been able to throw it for a strike. I think if you're the Mariners, you just have to hang out over the plate a little bit more on try to take that pitch away, and you can see those first 2 pitches to Corey away, missing with him. Good count for Corey, 2-0.
Gets the corner. Corey didn't like that call.
Pitch is down.
Paul Schreiber's got balls and strikes today. 3 runs for the Mariners in the first inning. And nothing since.
See all 4 pitches away from Corey. That last pitch just off the plate away.
Comes at 3-1. Corey Hart will take his base. First walk issued today by Skaggs. Base runner here in the 7th for the Mariners. RBI Baseball is back with all 30 MLB teams and 2014 players. It's the retro 2-button style baseball game you've been missing. Visit RBI.com for more details and download today on your console and mobile device.
Of a pinch runner, James Jones coming out to pinch run for Corey Hart. Good bench for Lloyd today. Jones now in the game as the pinch runner. He also has Morrison and Cano on the left side. Only right-handed hitter for him in this one today is Sucre, who caught in last night's ball game. Dustin Ackley 1 for 2 with an RBI.
Freeze at third. And back safely is Jones. Freeze starting to creep in at third base.
Skaggs with an average move to first. Only stolen base attempt was by Seager in the third inning. He was caught stealing. He went on the first move, didn't try to read him, just took off as soon as he moved. He did go to home, but it was a strong throw by Conger to throw out Kyle.
James Jones pinch running. He's 18 out of 19 in stolen bases on the season. Way up high to Ackley, 1-0.
His first two moves to first with Jones out there. Sometimes base stealers, guys that really know what they're doing, they'll take a little bit bigger lead. It'll be a one-way lead. They're going to go back to first. They want to take a look at the move, and it looked as if that's what Jones was doing, just to get a better idea. It's one thing to look at it on tape as opposed to seeing it in the game. Yeah, way out there now.
And a good count for Ackley, 2-0.
Nobody throwing in the Angels bullpen. Tyler Skaggs really had the outside corner dialed into the hitters and walked Corey Hart, now falling behind Ackley 2-0.
Count here to Ackley. Mariners' fastest man, James Jones. He's at first.
Well, 2-0 count. Maybe Lloyd will put a hit and run on here, thinking that Skaggs is going to try to throw a strike, something close to the plate for Ackley. Get Jones on the move. We'll see.
Jones holds. Ackley takes a strike. 2-1.
Pitch off the plate away. So a couple of times, 2-0 counts. The pitch to Corey Hart was down and was able to get the call from Paul Shriver. And now Dustin 2-0, pitch off the plate gives Skaggs the call.
Trout in center field, couple of steps towards left center. Jason Grilli warming up for the Angels. Runner goes, good break. Ball hit on the ground right to the second baseman, Howie Kendrick, who throws out Ackley. So Jones to second in scoring position, 1 out. Opportunity here for Mike Zunino. 0 for 2 today.
Mike Butcher, the pitching coach, going to come out and have a conversation with Skaggs. Just starting to get some action out into the Angels bullpen. Skaggs at 90 pitches. Mariners in this game 3 for 4 with runners in scoring position. We've talked about the Angels and their struggles. The Angels 3 for 28 in the series with runners in scoring position, but the Mariners with the 3 for 4 today, 9 for 22 for a .409 batting average. Haven't been a lot of opportunities, but they've done a pretty good job overall hitting with runners in scoring position as you look at Jason Grilli, former Pittsburgh Pirate closer.
Three runs in the first for the Mariners. Hamilton, RBI double bottom of the first, and then in the third for the Angels, back-to-back home runs by Calhoun and Trout.
Interesting. Robinson Cano coming out on deck. It looks like he might pinch hit for Brad Miller. So he had a little more than half a game off anyway.
That's it. See if Mike Zunino can break this 0 for 25. Strike one.
They've been consistent. Again, another fastball away from Mike. Trying to put a better swing on it. Just missed the pitch his last time up. Almost the identical pitch to the one he just swung at. Fastball that was elevated up out over the plate. Throughout the center fielder, shading towards left center, expecting him to pull the ball.
Mike is fly to left and fouled out to first. 1-1. Inning started with Corey Hart working a walk. Ackley grounded out to second. Jones was on the move. He's down at second now for Zunino. Mike swings through 1-2.
Well located changeup. Again, away from Mike.
See if Mike can do some two-strike hitting. One-two pitch. Go 1-2. Breaking ball for ball two. And Robinson Cano on deck. One out. Go ahead run. Is out at second base, James Jones, and you know he's got exceptional speed. 2-2 to Zunino.
Jones is trying to get a good lead out at second base, but it's tough because they're expecting Zunino to pull the ball. Howie Kendrick, the second baseman, is almost standing on top of the base. So James having a hard time getting a big lead at second. You can see Kendrick right behind him.
Do it again at 2-2.
What that'll do is it'll make him work hard to get a better secondary lead as he comes off if he wants to score on a base hit. Not necessarily to steal, to keep him a little bit closer and give the outfielders a chance to throw him out if there is a hit. Outfielders are playing deep though.
Long look by Skaggs. He's ready with a 2-2 offering to Zunino. Hit well. Left field. Hamilton's not going to get it. Mike Z breaks it 0 for 25. RBI and the Mariners have a 4-3 lead. Big Z with his 15th double and the Mariners have the lead.
And with that base hit, he's going to call Cano back into the dugout. Mariners now with the lead. Mike he finally was able, he battled and he was finally able to get a pitch. I think this is a mistake by Skaggs. It's a fastball middle in. That's a pitch that he can handle after trying to pitch him away the entire time. Looked as if Conger was set up away, and that pitch ended up middle in. He hit it hard into the gap. Mariners now 4 for 5 with runners in scoring position.
That's how you bust out.
And that'll keep Brad Miller in the game. Cano was on deck.
Lloyd will save that chip for possibly later. Check down Alfonso Marquez. He did not offer at it, so ball one. Marquez, the umpire at third. Brad today sent a deep fly ball to right center field and flying out to right 0 for 2. 4-3 Mariner lead here in the 7th. One out, man on. Way outside. 2-1.
All three pitches breaking balls away from Brad. You can see the location of him. Brad is flown out to right center and to straightaway right field.
Two-one pitch. Took a very good pass at it, fouled it off. 2-2. Mariners runners in scoring position today. 4 for 5, 10 for 23 for the series. Angels today 0 for 7, 3 for 28 in the series. 2-2. Foul ball. So yet another one-run ball game as it stands at this moment. Last time the Mariners played 3 consecutive one-run games, it was in Houston, May 2, 3, and 4. Lost in the first game and won the next 2. Pulls it over to Howie Kendrick. Zunino to third with 2 outs. A chance for Andy Chavez get a 2-out RBI here.
And it also looks like Chris Young is done. Medina throwing in the pen for the Mariners. So now that the Mariners have the lead here late in the ball game, Lloyd McClellan's going to turn it over to the best bullpen in the American League.
Say that's mission accomplished. You got 6 out of Chris. Helped by the big base hit by Mike Zunino. Mariners lead here 4-3. Chavez today 0 for 3. Fly to center, strike out, and fly out to left.
Skaggs now at 103 pitches.
1-0 to Indy. Slicing drive. Will it get down? It does! RBI for Andy Chavez. Comes with 2 outs. And the Mariners have a 2-run lead. It's 5-3. Indy picking up his 10th RBI. First hit today.
It's 5 for 7 now with runners in scoring position. And with that base hit, that'll bring out Mike Scioscia. There's going to be a pitching change. Take a look at Andy Chavez. Inside out swing, just slices it into left field. Hamilton wasn't playing deep, but not able to get to it.
Mariners pros pro Andy Chavez with a 2-out RBI. Gives the Mariners a 2-run cushion here in the 7th. We'll take timeout. Be right back. RBIs extended the Mariner lead to 5-3 here in the 7th inning. First hit today is 10th RBI of the season. Tyler Skaggs, Mariners have chased him here in the 7th.
6 2/3, 8 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk. That walk leading off this inning. Mariners ain't able to make that run score for him. And it's 5 strikeouts, 104 pitches, 68 strikes for Tyler Skaggs. He's also responsible for Chavez over at first base. Jason Grilli will take over. 9 games for the Angels, a 1.13 ERA for him. He's pitched in 8 innings, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. Opponents hitting .233.
Grilli had been the Pirates' closer. And in rebuilding this bullpen here in Anaheim, he was recently acquired. Over to first, Chavez back.
Well, they've added him in now, Houston Street, to their bullpen.
Grilli came over on June 27th. Straight up trade, closer for closer. They sent Ernesto Frieri to Pittsburgh. Runner takes off, and Conger on a transfer. Ball pops out of his glove. Stolen base for Indy Chavez, his 3rd of the season.
With 2 outs, then he gets himself into scoring position. A good jump for him. I like that. Bring the reliever in. First pitch, take off. Conger having a tough time to get the handle on it. But with any getting in scoring position, that's been pretty good for the Mariners this afternoon. They are 5 for 7 with runners in scoring position.
It's a marvelous number. And Blomquist has done a nice job runners in scoring position this year.
Only 0 for 3, but this would be a good time for a base hit.
.414 batting average, runners in scoring position for Willie B. That's overall with 2 outs. He's a .636 hitter. Runners in scoring position. This 2-hand catch by a fan above us to our right. Two and one. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Count evens at 2-2 with a runner at second. 2 outs, 7th inning. The Mariners with 2 runs on the board here in this frame. Well, he laid off the breaking ball, full count. Really an all-star in the National League last year for the Buccos. Blomquist trying to get to him here with a full count. Chavez at second pitch. Grant Green backhand throws over and gets him. Tough one for Willie, but a good inning for the Mariners nonetheless as they get 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors and leave a man. It's 5-3 Mariners, and today USAA would like to pay special recognition to our service members at home and abroad. Washington's lottery and the Department of Imagination. What would you do if you won? On this beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Anaheim, California, Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports Crew. And the Mariners lead it 5-3. And Chris Young right now is the pitcher of record for the Mariners. And a nice ball game that he threw today. 6 innings of 10-hit ball, kept the damage to a minimum. Didn't walk anybody. 7 strikeouts, 99 pitches. And we welcome in our senior baseball analyst, Bill Kruger. And after he gives up those back-to-back homers in the 3rd inning, what do you think of Chris Young's performance from that point, Bill? And no question about it. Overall, what did you think of the pitching in this series to this point? Absolutely. All right, Bill, we'll catch you on the postgame show. Thanks so much. Look forward to seeing you when we get back to Seattle. Here's your Avis Medina. He'll start leading the parade here, coming out of the bullpen for Lloyd McClendon.
And he has pitched well, a 4-1 record with a 2.16 ERA, 31 strikeouts, 16 walks. Opponents hitting just 172 against Medina. Good fastball, 95 miles an hour. Also throw a hard breaking ball.
He's got the top of the order: Cole Calhoun, Mike Trout, Albert Pujols. Angels, the #1 scoring team in Major League Baseball at 5.03 runs per game. Mariners trying to take this series. Late swing. 0-2.
I think the more that Medina has pitched this year, his velocity has stayed about the same, 95, 96 miles an hour, but he looks as if he's getting more run to his fastball. That pitch right there looked like it was going to be a strike middle in, and it ran off the outside corner.
Strike 3 called. Medina gets Calhoun looking to start the home 7th here in Anaheim. And Calhoun had been murdered this afternoon, 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored and a home run.
Take a look at it after a couple of good fastballs. Here's the breaking ball. It's a hard breaking ball right on the outside corner. Calhoun gives up on it. He thinks that pitch is going to be high and off the plate. Great job by Zunino once again to frame the pitch. Give Paul Schreiber, the home plate umpire, an opportunity to call that pitch a strike.
There's Mike Trout. Strikeout swinging, a blistering home run, and a strikeout looking. To Trout. Jammed him. That's going to drop for a base hit. Romero will get it back in. 2 for 4 day for Trout. An out base runner brings Albert Pujols to the plate. He's DHing this afternoon. Waiting in traffic and paying for parking every day is Bush League. So step up to Sound Transit today. Visit soundtransit.org for details. Pujols today 1 for 3. A strikeout, a ground out to third, a base hit to left. A's 5-1 lead in the 5th against Baltimore. That's in Oakland. J.J. Hardy broke up a no-hit bid by Sonny Gray with a double. And that's what scored Chris Davis to give the Orioles early run so far. Ooh, geez, did that hurt? Oh my goodness.
That is not what you want to do.
No. That puts a tying run aboard. That one really got away. Fourth hit batter by Medina.
Talking about the run on his fastball, and that one gets away from 95 miles an hour right in the rib cage. He's going to feel that one for a while, and that'll bring out Lloyd McClendon. Throwing in the Mariner pen. He just wants to go over what he wants him to do to Hamilton. Hamilton due up next. Hamilton 2 for 3 in the game with a double.
And Lloyd says his piece, gets his message across. Right now, double play ball would do the Mariners quite well. Hamilton this afternoon, RBI double in the first, a ground out the second in the third, and a single to right in the fifth.
Mariners have turned one double play in this ball game. He came back in the fifth inning with Chris Young on the mound. He was able to get Howie Kendrick to hit into the 6-4-3 double play.
Shift on against Hamilton. Ball for strike one. The 0-1 to Hamilton. 0-2. 2 on, 1 out. Here in the seventh, Mariners have just scored 2 in the top half of this inning to take a 5-3 lead.
Joe Bimel getting loose in the pen, and you can see what the conversation was about with Medina. He wants him to throw that good fastball off the outside corner to Hamilton. Keep it away from him. 2 perfect pitches so far from Medina. And Zunino set up out there again.
Got him! Weak wave there by Hamilton, 2 away. Couple strikeouts by Medina here in the seventh. Got to deal with Howie Kendrick now.
This will be a little bit tougher situation. One of the things we know about Howie is he will stay inside the fastball, try to hit it up the middle the other way. But let's take a look at a McDonald Supermo and the running fastball from Medina off the plate away. Just keep going further and further out there. And you're right, that was a weak swing by Hamilton. 3 good pitches from Medina.
Strikeout, a base hit, a hit batter, and a strikeout. Tough third out right here, and Howie Kendrick. Breaking ball and a good one for strike one. Medina from the first base side of the rubber comes set. 0-1 to Kendrick. Drops in another strike. What's he come back with here?
Why not throw it again? Throw it further off the plate. You don't have to throw it for a strike. See if you can get him to chase it. You're ahead 0-2.
2 out, 2 on. Pitch.
And he did.
Did he go? Did not, says Adam Homari, the first base umpire. That was a fervent appeal by Zunino behind the plate. I don't blame him.
Well, we saw Lloyd come out and go over the scouting report on what they wanted to do. As you take a look at this check swing by Kendrick, and Medina was able to execute it to strike him out. I think you have to give Zunino a lot of credit, knowing that Kendrick likes the fastball middle in and can handle it. So he's gone with 3 breaking balls in a row to him.
1-2 pitch here to Howie Kendrick. Medina deals. Just got a piece of that. Like he had him.
4 breaking balls in a row, and he was able to get away with that one. He left it up middle in to him. I think they wanted to go off the plate away again. Take another look at it. This one, not a lot of bite to it. The foul ball, I think, gets Zunino right in the mask.
That it did. Squared him up. 2-run Mariner lead. 2 men aboard. 2 outs and a 1-2 count to a good hitter, Howie Kendrick. Medina deals. Up the middle. Brad Miller deflects it. Coming around to score is Trout. Got a 5-4 ball game. Down to second is Pujols. RBI for Kendrick, his 44th. Second hit today for Howie.
And the first base hit with a runner in scoring position for the Angels. Howie was able to hang in there long enough. He gets the fastball, and it is inside, probably right on the inside corner, and the inside-out swing as he forces it back up the middle for a base hit to drive in a run. Angels 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position this afternoon.
Well, I want to get Mr. Freeze right here. Mariners lead 5-4. Freeze the 6th man to the plate here in the 7th inning. 0 for 3 today. Strikeout, line out to left, and a ground out to short. Albert Pujols at second, and Howie Kendrick at first. Medina behind 2-0. What's he need? A quality strike right here. 2-0, 2 out, 2 on. 1-run lead. Pitch from Medina. Got that corner, 2-1.
And a quality strike on the outside corner and right at the knees. Good pitch from Medina.
Here comes the 2-1. With Blomquist is there. Freeze thrown out. A run on 2 hits. No errors, 2 left. Mariners still lead 5-4. Inning here in Anaheim, and make sure you join us as we honor the man who led the Mariners to 840 wins and 3 division titles during his reign as Seattle's manager. Friday, August 8th, Lou Piniella Hall of Fame luncheon at Safeco Field. Make sure you're there to see Sweet Lou and other Mariner legends, including Edgar Martinez and Jay Buhner, in one unforgettable afternoon. For tickets to this unique event on the Safeco Field Diamond, log on to Mariners.com/HOF. A few more runs wouldn't be a bad idea coming up right now. We'll get another one-run tilt. Mariners and the Angels. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and the Root Sports crew here. Kyle Seager's going to lead it off against Fernando Salas.
And once again, a battle of the bullpens. You take a look at Salas. 2.93 ERA, 30 strikeouts in 30 2/3. Opponent's hitting .243. He's given up 3 home runs this year.
Slow roller. It's Grant Green, the shortstop. Bring up Stephen Romero.
Interesting game so far. The Angels 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. 4 runs. Couple of solo home runs for them. Mariners are 5 for 8 to get their 5 runs. And 1 solo home run. That came with Kyle Seager in the first inning.
Strike 1 from Salas to Romero. Stephen 1 for 3 today. Scored a run in the first inning. Great first inning for the Mariners right out of the gate. They get 2 outs and then 5 consecutive hits, started by the Seager home run. Then they get Romero a base hit. Squibb a base hit by Smoke as Romero swings through here. RBI single by Corey Hart. Dustin Ackley with an RBI single. Off the end of the bat, Kendrick going back. Takes the play. Quick 2 outs. Bring up Justin Smoke. 1 for 3 with a run scored.
And with Justin hitting left-handed, the Angels will put the shift on. Howie Kendrick out on the grass in right field. Grant Green, the shortstop, on the right side of the infield.
Ball 1 to Smoke.
Joe Beimel looks like he's ready to go in the pen, and Fernando Rodney's starting to throw.
Pitch on the outside corner. 1-1. Down and in and missed. 2-1. Salas, 29 years old, out of Sonora, Mexico. Started out in the big leagues with the Cardinals back in 2010. Off to the end of the bat for a strike. Smoke facing Fernando Salas. He came over with David Freese from the Cardinals last November. The Peter Borges Randall Gerchik trade. James Jones is on deck for the Mariners. Entered the game as in the 7th, pinch hitting for Corey Hart.
Pinch running,
beg your pardon. That'll do it for the Mariners. 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. See what the bullpen brings in the bottom of the 8th inning as they'll face the bottom third of the order for the Angels. Navarro, Green, and Conger. Lead right now, bullpen working hard, but let's show you our Columbia Bank difference of the game, sitting on an 0 for 25, but not any longer. Mike Zunino.
Good at bat for Mike. He had to foul off a number of pitches before he finally had a fastball middle in, and he drives it into the gap. So he can put that behind him, but more importantly, drives in a run with that double.
Put the Mariners ahead. Andy Chavez gave the Mariners a 5-3 lead. Bat went out later. 7th inning, the bottom of the 7th inning. Howie Kendrick with an RBI to close the gap to 5-4, and that's where we are right now.
Joe Beimel is going to take over. This will be his 35th appearance on the year, a 1.47 ERA for Joe. 17 strikeouts, 11 walks. Opponents hitting .239 against him.
Best team ERA in the American League, the Mariners. Best bullpen in the American League, Seattle Mariners. Here is Efren Navarro.
This will be interesting. Rodney's still up in the pen. He hasn't pitched more than 1 inning all year. I'll be curious what the right-handed hitter do up if Lloyd McClendon will bring Rodney in. Rodney also came into a tie game here on the road last night. Came into the 10th inning, pitched well. That's the reason why Charlie Furbush ended up getting the save in the 12th.
One and two here to Navarro leading off. Doubled back in the 2nd inning, popped out to short, struck out looking in the 6th. Outfield deep for Navarro. Ball 2, 2-2. Two pitch from Beimel. Fouled off. I think Lloyd would go to Rodney for more than a 3-out save.
With the way that he is managing this series, last night he emptied the bench late. The veterans came on, did a good job, and he's also done the same thing with the bullpen. I would not be surprised, especially with Rodney coming in the 10th inning.
Serves one down the line. Fair ball. Navarro a hold with a leadoff single. Rodney's got one 4-out save. That was back on May 3rd at Houston in a 9-8 win.
Again, for the bullpen, Wilhelmsen throwing 4 innings in the first game of the series. He is not available. And Lloyd, I think, would like to stay away from Farquhar and Leone. He's going to let Beimel go.
Grant Green 0 for 3. Strikeout, ground out, and a foul out. Seager charging at third. Beimel, as you know, has got the super move. Joe, the third Mariner pitcher today. Chris Young started 6 innings, a 10-hit, 3-run ball, no walks, 7 Ks. Medina 1 inning, 2 hits, a run, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Strike to Grant Green. 0-1. Last time the Mariners played 3 consecutive 1-run games in Houston, it was May 2-3-4. Lose 5-4-11, then win 9-8 and 8-7. Keeping Navarro close.
Well, I don't think he's going to try to steal, but with Green up there showing bunt, give you a better chance to try to get the lead runner if he does lay it down. Seager well in on the grass at third.
Swinging away. Zunino able to recover. 0-2.
You have the switch hitter Hank Conger waiting on deck. Get back to the top of the lineup.
Here comes the 0-2. Fouled it off.
A couple of good change-ups from Joe.
Third of an inning yesterday for Beimel. Pitched a third of an inning on Friday night's game. Zeros across. 0-2. Romero is right there. 1 out. I'll bring up Hank Conger. Houston Street, Joe Thatcher warming up in the Angels bullpen. Looks like Conger's being called back. Chris Iannetta. Iannetta caught in last night's game. 1-0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts.
Lloyd continues to look back into the dugout. I'm sure getting information right here on what he wants to do. Rodney had sat back down, but he's up on the bump again out in the bullpen. And it looks like he's going to let Beimel go. Here he comes now. And he's going to get Rodney. Going to give him a chance to throw a couple of pitches since he was sitting down.
Rodney's has one 4-out save. To his credit, this will be a 5-out save opportunity. Got to go back to May 3rd, 9-8 win by the Mariners in Houston. We'll take a break. Rodney will get from the bullpen to the mound in due time. And we'll take this time out. Be right back. With a man at first and 1 out, Fernando Rodney taking over. And coming up in the next series, we'll get home tonight, begin a series tomorrow against the New York Mets. Here's your CenturyLink link to what's next. Big mystery right now, who's going to be the Mariners starter on Tuesday. And right now, the Mets are playing in San Diego, right down the 5. And Odrisamer Despain is throwing a no-hitter in the 8th inning.
I don't think the Padres have ever had a no-hitter, have they?
19 times the Padres have gone into the 8th inning with a no-no. And they have never thrown a no-hitter.
Well, here's your all-star closer, Fernando Rodney, going to take over. 27 saves, leads the American League, a 1.93 ERA for Rodney. 43 strikeouts to 13 walks. Opponents hitting .216 against him. Good fastball. His fastball will be 94 to 98 miles an hour. And, of course, the great changeup. Changeup 80, 81 miles an hour. So Lloyd McClendon has asked him to come on and try to get a 5-out save. Dave mentioned he's had a 4-out save just one time this year.
Iannetta last night as a starter, 0 for 5. Got the golden sombrero. Struck out 4 times. He's 0 for 1 against Rodney. And that 0 for 1 was a strikeout. Strike 1.
After Iannetta, you're back to the top of the lineup. Cole Calhoun waiting on deck. Calhoun having a good day. He's 3 for 4 with a home run. He scored a couple of runs.
Rodney set with the 0-1. Fastball misses. 1-1. What a pitch. 1-2. The guy that doesn't take much of a windup, well, he generates a lot of power, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Again, his fastball will top out at 98 miles an hour.
Strike 3 called. He gets Iannetta looking. 2 down.
Freezes him with a good fastball at 97, right on the inside corner, coming right after the changeup. What makes him so tough. And a perfect pitch from Rodney, well placed on the inside corner. Iannetta unable to pull the trigger on it.
2 outs, man at first. 1-run lead. Top of the order now. Cole Calhoun.
Dropped a hat.
The hat came out in right field. Stephanie Merrill retrieved it. Top of the order in Calhoun. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors, 3 left by the Mariners. 4 runs, 13 hits, no errors, and 8 men left by the Angels. First pitch. Long way, left field. Ackley towards the line. Can't make the play. Good effort by Ackley.
He had to run a long ways. He slides, trying to brace himself with the wall. The ball ends up in the stands. Good effort.
0-1 to Cole Calhoun. Center field, deep. Andy Chavez has a beat on it, and it's in his glove. Look at Rodney shooting the arrow at the dugout of the Angels, and I don't think they appreciated that as Gary DiSarcina and everybody said, what was that? 5-4 Mariners as we head to the 9th. Catch, easy catch, and Fernando Rodney pointing at his former team. Gary DiSarcina, third base coach, Don Baylor in the dugout.
They didn't appreciate it, but I don't think he was too worried about it at this point.
No, not at all. But I was surprised to see him bring it out for out number 24. I thought he'd save it for out number 27.
I think maybe it was in the 8th inning of the All-Star game that he decided to shoot the arrow.
Exhibition.
Oh, okay.
Real deal.
Okay, gotcha.
This one really, really counts. James Jones got a swing to bat. He was a pinch runner entrant into the game in the 7th inning. Jones, Ackley, and Zunino.
Joe Thatcher, the left-hander, will take over for the Angels. Drop down lefty. Mariners have seen him in the series already. Only an inning and 2/3.
Well, Padres still do not have a no-hitter as Despain gave up a 2-out double in the 8th to the Mets. David Murphy, the All-Star second baseman, got that double. Thatcher, the losing pitcher in last night's game, gave up a leadoff double to Seager, an RBI double.
And a 9-game hitting streak on the line for James Jones, as Dave mentioned. Came on as a pinch runner in the 7th.
Backhand throw over to get him. Nice play by Freese to get Jones. One away. Here in the 9th inning, Capital One Share Builder with the Seattle Mariners is proud to support and benefit Seattle's Children's Hospital with its Saves for Kids program. For each Mariners save, Capital One Share Builder will donate $1,000 to Seattle Children's Uncompensated Care Program. Capital One Share Builder, Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC. Here's Ackley. First inning, got an RBI single. Since then, fly to left, grounded out to second. Right through the 5-hole, grabbed there by Green. A throw out. Ackley for out number 2. Went right through the legs of the pitcher, Joe Thatcher. I'll bring up Mike Zunino. Put the Mariners in front with an RBI double in the 7th.
Dustin trying to get his 6th hit of the series. That was a good play by Grant Green.
Mike Zunino broke an 0 for 25 slump. The RBI double in the 7th inning. It hit hard, too. 35th RBI, his 15th double. One. Down to third, 8 up, Freeze. Zunino back-to-back plate appearances, hitting the ball hard.
Looked like Freeze was in good shape to make the play, but the ball came up on him. A little bit to his left. Yeah, it came up on him. Didn't even get a glove on it.
Well, that's a vicious hop. Goodness. Base hit for Zunino.
Good for Mike.
Absolutely. 2 for 4 day with an RBI and a run scored. And Miller, base hit. All this coming with 2 outs. Zunino will hold it second.
That'll give Indy Chavez another chance to drive in a run. Indy driving in a run in the 7th inning, had a base hit to left. Mariners are 5 for 8 with runners in scoring position this afternoon.
First inning, Mariners did the same thing. 2 outs, and then they exploded for 5 consecutive hits, scored 3 runs.
Mike Butcher, the pitching coach, making a trip out to the mound. Morin getting loose in the pen, the right-hander for the Angels.
Seen Mike Morin the last 2 nights. Mike Scioscia and the Angels. This series with the Mariners, boy, the pitching has been outstanding for both sides. This is the 3rd consecutive 1-run game, although right now the Mariners trying to expand on that. Ball 1 to Endy. Two-out RBI single to left by Chavez in the 7th.
And a good count for him.
One run lead by the Mariners. Endy gave him a 2-run lead back in the 7th, trying to do it again here. There's Green, a flip to Kendrick, that'll do it. Oh, Fernando Rodney. A 5-out save opportunity in front of him. He's got the top of the order for the Angels in the 9th. Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols. Mariners by 1. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. Good look at Huntington Beach here in Southern California. The Mariners are 3 outs away from taking 2 out of 3 from the Angels. And they're going to have an interesting task here with Fernando Rodney on the mound. He's got Trout, Pujols, and Hamilton 2, 3, 4 coming up. Rodney came on to get out number 3 in the 8th inning.
2 and 3.
2 and 3. So this is a 5-out save opportunity.
Looking for his league-leading 28th save on the year. Not going to be easy, though. He's getting the best of the Angels right here in the 9th.
Trout with a home run and a single. Struck out swinging and looking. 2 for 4, 2 runs scored, and RBI.
Rodney was able to strike Trout out in last night's ball game when he came on in the 10th inning. Threw him a 3-2 changeup, struck him out looking.
Outfield deep. Worked inside, missed. Ball one. 2-3-4. Trout Pujols Hamilton.
Thought both those pitches, the last two were on the corner. The second one looked like it was. The last one off the plate away.
Thought he had a walk. 3-1.
Pitch was right at the bottom of the strike zone. Good pitch from Rodney. Trout didn't like it, but it was a strike.
Go 3-1. Up and in, ball four. Tying runs aboard.
That just made things a lot tougher. Trout's speed at first base. McClendon out of the dugout. Seen this a number of times this year with Rodney on the mound. Lloyd will go out and have a conversation with him. Just try to get him settled down, locked back into what he needs to do. And right now a ground ball would work. Pujols does not run well. Certainly a double play candidate.
Says his piece. 2 for 6 with a double, no strikeouts. Pujols against Rodney. Five runs, 10 hits, no errors, 5 left for the Mariners. 4 runs, 13 hits, no errors, 9 left by the Angels. First pitch, ball one. Rodney steaming out on the mound. Drops in a breaking ball, off-speed pitch.
Yeah, good changeup.
Staggering career number there for Mr. Pujols. None as an Angel in that category. Mariners holding a 1-run lead. Trout takes off. Swung on the other way. And he's got Trout stopped. Now he's getting a big wave on as Romero retrieves. Here comes Trout around third, and he's in there. Tie ball game. Ball gets away from Zanino, and he tracks it down. Rodney didn't see it or didn't react to it. Pujols at second. What a phenomenal jump by Trout. We've been talking about it the entire series, how much pressure he puts on you with his running ability.
Take a look at it. Great jump off to the races. He didn't realize that this ball was going to be fair, foul, or what it was. He slides in the second to stop his momentum, but still plenty of speed to score all the way from first on a base hit to right.
Well, turnabout's fair play. Hamilton swings and misses. What a jump And Trout's speed is so spectacular that he stops out at second.
Stumbles
coming around third,
yeah,
right?
Full slide. He scored 3 runs in this game today.
Two to Hamilton.
Still nobody out with Pujols in scoring position now.
It's a winning run.
Angels 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position this afternoon.
Brother. Two to Hamilton. Inside. Most guys come to complete stop out there at second base. They're happy to get to third. I mean, there's not many other guys in the league, or either league, you can think about that's going to score in a situation like that.
Third base coach Gary DiSarcino was not hesitating. He kept that arm turning.
2-2.
Former shortstop for the Angels, third base coach now.
Good player. Ditto Alfredo Griffin, a good player in his day, largely in Toronto. 2-2 here to Hamilton. Pujols, not a fast man at second pitch. Served in the left field. Here comes Albert. It's going to drop, and Pujols will get the stop sign as Ackley gets it back in. Cut off by Seager. Now you got runners at the corners. The only run that really counts at Pujols. That's a winning run. And nobody out.
I have to give Hamilton some credit. That was a changeup that was well off the plate away. And he just flipped it into left field. Take a look at it, almost in the other batter's box. It was up in the zone, made it a little bit easier, but give him some credit.
Now you got Howie Kendrick. He delivered a 2-out RBI back in the 7th. Make it a 1-run game.
They're going to put him on, load him up.
Absolutely.
David Freese due up next.
Boy, oh boy.
And again, nobody out. Only one play to make after they walk him, and that is to the plate. The good news for the Mariners is, again, Pujols at third. He does not run well. We'll see if there'll be a pinch runner. Nobody has come out of the dugout yet.
Now they're loaded up. Tie ball game. Winning run at third. David Freese, the hitter, 0 for 4. Strikeout, line out to left, ground out to short, ground out to second base. 2011 World Series MVP for the Cardinals. Now Rodney, that's a conference. Rodney came on with 1 out, 8th inning. Got Iannetta looking. We got Calhoun to fly out deep to center. Here in the 9th, walked Trout on a 3-1 pitch. Gave up a double down the right field line. The Pujols on a 1-1 pitch. Trout scored. Base hit Hamilton to left. Intentional walk to Kendrick has loaded him up with nobody out. There's 1. And there is 2. How big was that?
Huge.
Second double play turn by the Mariners this afternoon. Absolutely huge.
Well, we'll see what Lloyd wants to do now. You have Navarro do up the left-handed hitter. Grant Green on deck, the right-handed hitter, the shortstop. This is about as easy as it gets. Just a one-hopper right to Brad Miller. Throws a strike to home, and Zunino, easy for him to double up Freese at first. And they're going to put him on and go after the righty in Green.
These teams tied together or what? My goodness. 5-5 ball game. 2 outs, bottom 9. And the Mariners trying to extend it to extra innings for the 3rd consecutive game.
Well, 2 outs now. The Mariners at least will be able to play their infield back, giving them a little bit more range as opposed to the infield in. And Green 0 for 4 has a strikeout, ground out to short, and a couple flyouts to right. And just 79 at-bats for him on the year.
What an inning this has been. Rodney wants to attack to Zunino again. First pitch. In there for strike to Grant Green.
Houston Street getting loose in the pen for the Angels.
Winning run at third. Pitch. Outside for ball 1. 1-1. Rodney with a 5-out save opportunity. Right now, it's got to settle to keep it a tie ball game. Swing and a miss.
Back-to-back changeups for him. .31 pitches so far for Rodney.
Two outs and a bases loaded. 1-2 pitch. Up the middle, base hit. And the Angels win the ball game as Hamilton scores 6-5 on the Grant Green game winner.
Tough series all the way around for the Mariners. 16 innings in game 1 that they lost, came back and won, and 12 last night. And it looked like they had this one wrapped up. Gets away from them here late.
That is a tough loss. Had it in their hands, could not hold on. So the Angels take 2 out of 3. Start the second half from the Mariners. Mariners just their second loss here in Anaheim. 4-2 here. Now 7-5 on the season series against the Angels. This is a tough one. Get on the plane, come home, and take on the Mets and Baltimore. Mariner postgame show starts right now with Brad and Bill.